Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's virtual startup session. I hope you're all doing well. These sessions are put on by the Centre for Human Development, which, if you don't know, is an international women-led organisation, and we work to empower women socially, politically and economically. The founder of CHD, Rahila Kaur, is an award-winning founder, and her work has been awarded by think tanks based in the US, the UK and India. And Rahila is here with us tonight as well, so if you have any questions for her, please let us know. Our session is led by social entrepreneur and business mentor, Dr. Elena Serenova. Elena offers a range of business strategy programs to small business owners and startup founders. And she's also the founder of the Guild of Growth, which is a personal mentorship scheme through which she provides coaching and business development and strategy. So thank you so much, Elena, for joining us. And I'm really excited for this session. So go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you so much for introducing me. Could you please make me a co-host so I can share my screen as well? And yeah, today's session will be all about e-commerce and all about Shopify. And I was putting together the material today and I had so many things to share. I think you will really enjoy this. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So hopefully you can see this. Done. Okay, so yes, e-commerce 101. There are quite a few technical details we will touch on today because those are the important ones that they don't tell you about on Instagram. They only tell you about the amazing entrepreneur's life. So we'll talk about this today, and probably most of the participants already know me. As Leah said, I'm the founder of the Guild of Growth, which is my company that provides business coaching. And the majority of my clients are actually women, so I quite enjoy helping women start their own business and develop it and scale it up. And then I also have another company which is an online shop. Basically, it's an e-commerce store. It's a company that offers anti-aging supplements. So both of my businesses have an online store, and they're both on Shopify, and this is what we will focus on today, as well as a couple of more things. So why would you like to be involved in the e-commerce? So this graph was made in early 2020, before the pandemic hit. And it basically shows that from 2019 to 2023, it's about probably, it will grow about 30–40%. And this graph didn't take into account the fact that, we will be stuck in quarantine and shopping online. So actually, the real growth of e-commerce is shown here, and you can see how it basically skyrocketed in 2020. So, because of the current situation, this tendency of shopping online has been very popular. And I'm sure that most of you can agree with me that this is indeed the case. And we all are shopping online now. And I think that after we've experienced 2020 and remote working, we won't go fully back to what we knew before the pandemic. So I think that this tendency of working online will continue, and along with this, the online shopping will continue as well. So for this reason, e-commerce will keep on growing. And what you need to do first in order to start an e-commerce business, you would need to identify how how to find a profitable niche. And you would need to validate your idea with market research. And I've talked about market research before. So for this reason, I'm not going to go into more depth on it in this session. However, if you're interested, I believe that all of our sessions were recorded. So if you just email the email either Rahila or Leah, they would be able to send you a link to the recording. And then after you've found an idea and you validated it, it's time to build your online stores. And then you just keep on scaling up with different sales channels. And this is how it all works. And on this approach has pros and cons, so it's quite different to offline business, and it was quite surprising to me how different it is. And this is something that we will be talking about today as well. So how to find your niche? There are two approaches to do this. So there are quite a few tips here, and as usual, you will get this presentation after the talk. So you can go online and you can research different bestsellers on Amazon, and you can compare prices on Alibaba, which is a wholesale store basically in China, that you can find different products on a very good price. So for instance, if you place an order for 5 or 10 or 100 items, you will get a good price, and then you can resell it on Amazon or in your online store for this reason. You can have a look at Amazon reviews and different reviews online, because this can, like I've mentioned this before in one of my sessions, that you can basically reverse engineer what your competitors do and actually offer a better product or service. And then by utilizing reviews online, I think that you can find real gems and really nice business ideas. There are different softwares that can help you find good products to sell, such as Jungle Scout or Helium 10. And they actually track different metrics in terms of how much competition is there, how many retailers offer this product, and what is the demand, and so on. So go ahead. I think that both of them have a basic version that is free, and then they have premium versions as well, and so on. I know that Jungle Scout, with Jungle Scout, the free version is actually very nice, and it provides you a bunch of metrics that you can get. We have a comment from Lima saying that she would like to get last week's slides. Okay, yes, of course. Anyway, so Google Trends can also help you to compare your product ideas and to see what is the demand and what is the supply. And then you can also validate your selected niche using Facebook audiences, so different Facebook groups and so on. So this is the conventional way of finding a product to sell online. The opposite way of this, instead of actually thinking about different products, about searching different products online, you can think about what is the industry that you know the best. Okay, so maybe your background is in nutrition, so you probably know a lot about supplements or different, I don't know, organic foods or something like this. So then it's better to start with your own expertise, because you will be able to analyze the market better if you're searching for products that you're already familiar with. And this was the case with me as well. So, I've been experimenting with different supplements for the 10-15 years. And then because I was keeping an eye on the market, I spotted an opportunity for a product that is in demand. And now I build a whole company around it. And then again, you can utilize Alibaba and Amazon comparison, and you can see what products are frequently sold out as well. So for instance, if you're focusing on one particular niche, and if you're using a product yourself, and you can see that multiple suppliers on Amazon are constantly sold out, and you actually are having trouble of getting this product, of buying this product for yourself, this means that there is a high demand but low supply of this product, which means that there is a financial opportunity there. So you should do your competitive market research. So you should have a look at pricing, at how your competitors developing their brand, and you can develop your brand accordingly. And then of course you would need to set up your business legally, and those are the things that you would need to have a look at first. So first you would need to find a name and purchase a domain name that would be relevant to you. And it's very important to have a proper domain name, not just one that is pets.myshopify.com. It looks amateur if you do that. And then in order to have an online store, so an online store is as much of a real business as an offline store. So you would need a business email account and a business bank account, a Google Drive folder where you would be keeping all of your documents. In terms of the inventory, you would need to see how you would organize it, how you would label it and sort it. So for instance, if you're actually white
Can we
labeling,
put that stuff away now, please?
sorry? Okay. So if you're creating, if you're white labeling a new product, you would need to generate unique barcodes. And this is something that you can do through GS1 or other barcode providers. And then you would need to document everything from products to suppliers to prices. And when you're starting with e-commerce, and if you're selling a physical product, the hard part is not to set up your online store. The hard part is this: you need to organize all of your supply chain, and where will you get your labels, and how will you be printing them? So now you need a printer to print them, and so on. And for instance, if you're having a Shopify store and an Amazon store, Amazon requires different barcodes. So they don't accept all the barcodes that you can use for your own product. They actually need the special, it's called FNSKU barcodes if you're shipping your products to an Amazon warehouse. So then, and then they also have special requirements for printing those labels. So it needs to be a thermal printer where the labels don't wear off and so on. So you're organizing this, you're organizing your packaging materials, thank you cards. This is something you can't utilize with Amazon orders, unfortunately. So they would only ship your product. They don't allow commercial material within their products. They're not going to put it together. They'll just take your product and put it in a box and send it away. Of course, you would need social media accounts. And you would need to link everything properly, including Facebook Pixel and different analytics. And what you can do with the Shopify store is you can start at the basic plan, but what you also can do is you can register for the free trial, which is 14 days. And what usually happens with Shopify, and it recently happened to me as well, is I logged in on the 13th day, and then I got a message saying that, oh, you've been selected to extend your free trial for another 14 days because they want you to stay on the platform. So if you still haven't launched by the 13th day, they want to keep you in, so they give you another 14 days for free. And then what you can do is, after the 14 days, if you're still not ready to launch, if you're still creating your store and organizing logistics, you can select the basic Shopify plan, but then you can pause it and you can enter the pause and build phase, and it's only $9 per month. And on this plan, your website is still not accepting payments, but you can keep on building it. So this is, for me, it's very, very good price. I think that Shopify is the best platform for e-commerce out there at the moment because it's very simple and it's beginners friendly. So, for people that are not good with technology in general, you don't need to code. It's like everything is drag and drop basically. So very useful platform, very easy to handle for beginners that don't know much about the technicalities. Would definitely recommend. So here is how it looks. Okay, so this is the inside of a Shopify store. So I took a screenshot from my store today, earlier this morning. So you would have everything in the menu on the left with your orders, your products, where you can organize different things, your customers, your analytics, and then you would have your online store here, and you would have a live view, you would have your payout schedules and so on. And what do you need in terms of the pages that need to be built? As you would need, of course, a homepage, and then you would have different pages that would be, the company information. You can have either an About Us page that is separate, or you can just have it on the homepage somewhere if you don't want to make the website too big. You would have a contact form for sure, an FAQ page. And this is the one that will include all of those things. So refund exchange policy, very important, because this gives the consumers confidence that if they buy a product and they don't like it, they can return it and so on. Shipping policy, privacy policy, terms and conditions, all of those things can be put under the FAQ page, but it's also useful to put those down in the footer menu so people would see that you actually have those and they can redirect to the FAQ page. If you click on the online store, this is what comes up. So you can see all of the, you can see the themes. So this is the live theme for my website at the moment. And if I click on customize, I can customize it. You would have a separate page for the blog posts here. And all the other pages that you have, and the navigation that includes the menus that you can build and link to the pages that you create, domains, preferences, and so on. Again, this is very simple. So you would probably take, let's say, an hour to get a handle of it, and then it becomes very, very easy to handle. It's not, it might be terrifying at the start, but once you learn it, I think it's a very good platform to use. And I've used WordPress before, and it was a nightmare. It was like, Shopify is 10 times easier. Seriously, it is very, very good. So what would you need to link to your store? You would need to link the payment methods. So Stripe is a very nice plugin because it allows you to take different payments such as different credit cards and then Apple Pay, Google Pay, and so on. So you just need to set up Stripe and then Stripe will do the rest. So this is why I really like using Stripe. And then PayPal. Although PayPal has much higher fees than Stripe usually. Unfortunately, some people prefer PayPal. So for myself personally, I do have this option on my website, but I really hate it. I don't like dealing with PayPal. And then your Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. So those are the two analytics that you must have. And sometimes it's not that easy to set up, but it's okay because you can just outsource to someone. You can find a freelancer on Fiverr and they will do it for you for $10, $20. It's not a big deal. An SEO plugin, and then you would need to start building your funnel. And this would require you to have a newsletter plugin where when someone subscribes to your email list, you would then have a series of newsletters going out with different educational content about your product, and then also different offers. And then again, if it's a physical product, you would need to think about how you will fulfill the service. Will you be sending the orders manually? And this is fine at the beginning, but you know, as your store grows, maybe it's better to use a fulfillment warehouse. This is how Google Analytics looks. You can see different metrics here, and you can see how many things you can track. This is very, very useful because in a short period of time, you can actually gather so much data that you can refine your branding message very well. So for instance, this store, which is my supplement company, it launched a month ago. And I've already learned that 80% of my clients are actually male. So I didn't do that because this is very interesting because the supplement niche, like the majority of consumers in the supplement niche are millennial women. But for this particular product, the demographic is different. So now I know how to edit my branding and my messaging on the website in order to cater to this niche, because those are the customers that are buying my products the most. So this is a bit of a checklist to do in order to make sure that everything is fine, and you would need to double check all of your spelling and your grammar. As I said before, you do need a proper domain, so this domain is not okay. You would need a serious domain in order for the people to take you seriously, and to buy from you, because buying is all about trust. And the consumer needs to feel confident when they're buying from you. And for this reason, you would need to have a custom email address, which would be in this format. So for instance, info@yourwebsite.com. You should activate any applicable sales channels, such as email, Amazon, Facebook, Google, and so on. However, it's up to you how you want to do this. So for me personally, I don't have my Amazon store connected to my Shopify store. There are two different stores, and I'm currently testing what works and what not, and maybe in the future I will merge them. Again, the Facebook pixel is very important because this is how you can retain customers better, and this is how you can target your ads better. Because if you have the Facebook pixel running in the background, this means that it collects data, and then when you're from your visitors, and when you're running an ad, it will cater this ad to the visitors that have previously been on your website. Very important. So a bit of an SEO, which has to do with different meta titles and description titles. So this is within the store when you're uploading, for instance, an image. The meta title would be different keywords that you would put in the description of this image. And then this will show up in Google, and it will take a few weeks for Google to scan websites that are going live. But then after a while, your website will start showing up. And I did my SEO back in December, and I actually already started seeing results from this because I already have organic traffic coming into the website, and I can trace it back to just finding my website on Google, which is really nice. Images, always high resolution for e-commerce. You can't have images with watermarks from your Chinese supplier or something like this. This is a disaster because you're competing for attention of your customers. And if there is a website that has proper images, they will buy from them. You always want to give your customers reasons to buy from you, and not the other way around, not giving them reasons not to buy to. So yeah. And then in the background, remember I showed you that there is a subsection that says pages. So if you created a couple of pages that you're actually not using on the website, it's always better to delete them, because this is how you make the website faster as well. Backing up your theme, quite important, but although to be honest, it's not necessary at the beginning. If you want, you can just back up your text and have it in a Word document. And then later on, because I think this is a premium feature. Oh, actually, no, sorry. You can back up your theme for free with Shopify. Yeah, there is an option for this. You will be setting up your menus. You will be setting up your analytics, as we said, and you will be setting up your virtual document room, which is very useful. So now we're going to apps. So those are the apps that I have installed. It's not much. So I do have a currency converter because I have clients that are coming in from international clients, basically. I installed Facebook because I needed the Facebook pixel. And I'm using MailerLite for my email marketing, which I find it quite simple to use. And I would suggest it. There are other providers such as MailChimp and so on. I think that I was recently looking into the Shopify email marketing. So this is the original Shopify email marketing plugin. And I think that it's actually very good. And I'm considering testing it out as well. I have this plugin that is called Privy, and it's good for different pop-ups on your website. So you can, let's say you can have a pop-up window on your website that is activated when someone is about to leave the website. So it's really useful because it can, again, retain customers for you. Rewind Copy is an app you can use in order to duplicate a store. I have this app here because I'm actually launching another branch of the anti-aging supplement company in New Zealand. So we just duplicated the whole website, and this was very useful because now we don't need to build another website from the start. And then Trustpilot reviews is something you would like to integrate, and there is an option that you can activate within Trustpilot that will send your customer an email asking them to leave a review after a certain period of time. So for instance, if I'm selling a monthly supply of my supplement, at 3 weeks, I will send them an email asking for feedback, because I know that by now they already have consumed the supplement, and then they're basically are ready to leave a review. Sorry. There are different apps you can install. So this list is quite minimal, but at the moment, because again, I just launched a month ago, I don't need more apps at the moment. But as I grow, I will keep on installing other apps. And this could be, SMS system app that will be able to be texting your client, and then there are different apps that will allow you to upsell or cross-sell, which means that, let's say they're purchasing a product, and then they will have a little pop-up window selling that if you buy the second product, you will get 50% off, and so on. You can go through all this, and it depends on really what your product is, and you can explore those kind of apps accordingly. You basically go to the Shopify apps page, and then there is a bunch of apps you can explore. So from all this, what I would suggest you to outsource would be to set up your analytics, because actually I found it quite challenging myself. I'm not a technical person, so I was trying to set up Google Analytics and it wasn't working. I was trying to set up Facebook Pixel and it wasn't working. So again, you can find freelancers online that will do this for a very good price, and I think it's worth it. And yeah, just for reference, I did end up doing this myself as well with both of my stores. And then, you want to set up everything properly in terms of MailerLite and Trustpilot, so people can perhaps even leave reviews on your website. And then, the website copy, if you're not a good writer, it's really, really crucial to have a very good copy on your website, because this is the first impression that customers have of your business, and it can be a deal breaker if you don't have a really nice descriptive text on your products and your homepage and so on. So you don't want unnecessary friction when someone is purchasing from your website. So you don't want to ask them to create an account if they're placing an order. You want an easy checkout, right? So you want to accept all payment methods. And as I said, Stripe can provide this for you, very easy to use. It needs to be visually appealing. It needs to be very clear as to what needs to be clicked in order to make your purchase. You can add checkout buttons throughout the pages on the top and the bottom. Sorry. And of course, you want to double check everything, that everything is working correctly, and you want them to continue shopping after making a purchase. So there are different ways of doing this. There are a couple of plugins, or you can just have a pop-up window saying continue shopping. You want them to be able to add products to their wish list so they can return back to it later. And for this, if you have cookies installed on the website, it will actually keep this product in the cart for, let's say, 7 or 14 days, something like that, so the customer can return and make your purchase. There is also a very nice option on Shopify that is called abandoned checkouts. So this is something that you can find. If we go back to the website, under orders, if you click on orders, you will have the existing orders, and then you will have the abandoned checkouts. And if you go there, you can also send them an email saying, look, you had this abandoned order, you can retrieve your cart here. And this is very, very useful. Okay, free shipping when they spend over a certain amount. Of course, this can incentivize selling. You should be displaying your cart icon on all pages. So if they put something in their cart and then they're browsing on other pages, they should be able to return to the cart easily. The navigational menu, especially when you start, it doesn't need to be long. You literally need like 4 or 5 pages. So you should have your homepage, your about page, your shop page, and FAQ and contact us. So 5 pages. Why shop with us? So, you know, this is where you need a bit of a sauce. So you would need to mention, you know, what differentiates your product and your shop from the rest. And then, you know, once you start gaining popularity and you start being featured in different websites and things like this, you can add this as seen in names and logos. And then you do want to have multiple shipping methods, and you can incentivize selling again with different promo codes and savings and so on. And the selling process is all about building trust, as I said. So you would want to display an approximate shipping date and time, because this is something that will give them more confidence in buying. And then, of course, you would need to check the entire checkout process yourself. You can create a product for $1 or $2, and then you can purchase it yourself, and you can see that it's actually going through. Because if there is some sort of, this is this is the most important thing to test on the website, okay? Because you don't want to have a live website where you're driving traffic and people actually cannot purchase your product. Financing options depending on you know, the pricing of your products. So there is an app called Klarna, I think, that allows for financing options with for retail stores, and I'm sure there are other options that can do that for you. You always need to be very thorough, and you always need to explain to your customers how will they get the product. If it's a physical product, when will they get the product? If it's a digital product, how they will receive the product. So maybe you will send them a link to, you know, to log in into an online course and so on. You can describe each collection page as your shop grows, but to be honest, I think that when you're starting with e-commerce, it's always better to start small with just a couple of products, because what happens is that for each product you need to organize and track everything. And then, so if you're launching an e-commerce store for the first time in your life, and you have 50 products listed in, it's going to be challenging, because especially if you start driving traffic, either paid traffic or organic traffic, and you have 50 products and you don't have everything documented and you don't have everything organized, that will be really, really challenging. And you should make sure that, you know, you have those call to action buttons throughout the website, such as buy or add to cart. Very important. And then you would, of course, like to follow up with your customers, okay? And this is something that I can't stress enough, because if you don't do this, you're losing on revenue. So you want to have a solid system in place before you launch, and you will need to know what you're doing when someone is purchasing on your website. So we already mentioned the abandoned cart emails, and then you would want to have the confirmation email for them. You would want to have the follow-up email after 2 weeks asking for 2-3 weeks asking for a review. You would want to offer them a discount code if they haven't ordered again. It says here after a few months, but actually you can send it after 2-3 weeks. I mean, it obviously depends on the product. You can operate a subscription model or a loyalty reward program. So for instance, you can buy 3 and have a fourth item for free, and so on. You can also incentivize them to leave reviews in exchange for different discounts. So I found this working pretty well. And then an extra product you can have on your website is a gift card, and you can also sell gift cards in your email newsletters and so on. So if someone likes your product, but it's not a product that they would purchase for a second time, you know, they can share this gift card with a loved one. Sending shipping confirmations with tracking details is always very important, because again, it's all about building the confidence. So the customer knows that you actually ship the product, and they can track it down and they can see where the item is and when will it be delivered. You can include a link to a survey or a review through your newsletters as well. And then in order to automate the email marketing, okay, so this might look scary because it's quite a lot of things that you would need to organize here, but unfortunately, like, there is no shortcut for success. Okay, you have to do the work, and I have to tell you that once you have everything in place, it becomes so easy. You just have sales rolling in and you have a system in place in order to retain your customers. And I'm sure that you won't regret doing all this hard work. And this is something that you need to do just once, and then it's all set up. So there are several plugins, again, that can do this, or you can automate this with one email provider. Again, I launched a month ago. I still don't have all of those in place, but I have some of those in place. And as I go, I keep on building. So in order to launch, you don't want everything to be perfect, okay? So I was talking to someone the other day and she told me, oh, I was talking to someone that has multiple stores and they gave me such great tips. Okay, so what were the tips? So they told me to buy additional domains that will redirect to my website for my keywords. And she spent $400 on different domains. And her website is still not live. She still doesn't have a newsletter automation. She still doesn't have, you know, her content for her social media to do her launch for the main website, and she's still buying additional domains for $400. This is unnecessary, okay? And then the other point with the same lady was that she mentioned she would build additional one-page funnels and so on. And it's really fun to experiment with things like this. But what you want to do as an entrepreneur and what is your primary goal is to always start making sales so you can start being net positive. Okay, so once you've done everything else that we discussed before, which was quite a lot of things to check, then you can start experimenting when you already are generating revenue, and then you're seeing what are the different approaches you can take. So creating content while you don't have any traffic coming into your website is also wrong, because what you want is you want to establish sales channels. You want your product to be in front of as many eyeballs as possible. And for this reason, if you just write in blog posts, this won't drive traffic by itself, or it will take quite some time in order to drive traffic. So you would want to create different sales channels first. And this is something that I've talked about in previous sessions as well. So, you know, you can build collaborations with other blogs and websites and YouTube channels and so on in order to drive traffic into your website. And it's crazy how I was studying e-commerce for the past probably a year and a half. And I was studying all this myself for my business coaching business, because the majority of my clients are actually e-commerce entrepreneurs. And now that I launched my own store with the supplements, and I literally did one interview with a very specialized channel in my niche, and I got a bunch of organic sales from it. And the cost for this was zero. It was literally like 1 hour of my time to record an interview and to give this guy an affiliate link for my store, and boom, you know, it just like it constantly drives traffic to my website now, because it's an evergreen content, and it's interesting for his audience, and they keep on watching this video for the past few days. Shopify actually provides quite a lot of resources on their blog. So if you go here and you see different blog posts that they have a bunch of very useful things you can read about in terms of the product research, the product, how to validate product ideas, and how to basically set up your whole e-commerce business. And they also provide different like free ebooks and stuff like that. So definitely go ahead and check out their website and their blog. And I'm sure that you will find quite a lot of resources that will be super useful. So If you have any questions, here is the time. I actually have quite a few slides, but I thought that we might run over, so I haven't presented them to you yet. But if you have any questions so far, please let me know. Otherwise, if you want to write your question in the chat now, you can always email me, and I'm always happy to reply to you and help you out. Okay, so okay, there are some questions. Nice. Is it possible to change theme of my website without losing any data in Shopify? That's a good question, and I think that yeah, you actually can do this. So what you can do is you can so let's say you're starting out with a free theme and you start building it and customizing the pages, and then you purchase a paid theme, which is not necessary, but actually some paid themes have quite a nice functionality and many more customization options. And I think that you just click go live on the theme, and then it will go live and it will automatically update your text and everything that you've built to the new theme. However, because the new theme will have a different layout and everything, what I would suggest, just in case to be safe, just save all of your text that you've written somewhere in a Word document or whatever, and then from there you can just make sure that you have this text, and then you can press the update button and the other thing will go live, and I think it will update automatically, but just in case. And then how do we implement security in e-commerce? So Shopify by itself has quite a good security, but yeah, I'm actually not a specialist in security, and my own security is pretty poor. You can implement, you can always use different security apps and so on. I think that if you can there might be even different apps in the Shopify store for security, for enhanced security, but Shopify and Stripe by itself, they are implementing secure checkout pages and so on, so you should be fine. This was very helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Laima. How to go independent other than Amazon, eBay? How do we get people to trust the platform? You mean the Shopify platform, or what is exactly the question? And if you already have an Amazon store, you can just basically duplicate your product descriptions and everything, and you can just put them in Shopify, and it's quite easy to set up. I was thinking of covering some things about Amazon today as well, but I knew that we would run out of time because I had quite a lot of things to cover. I actually dislike Amazon. I had a terrible experience with them in the past couple of months. Their customer support is really bad, and then there are quite a lot of things that are hard to do in the back end. But what happens is that Amazon gives you free eyeballs on your product. So this is really cool. And I was surprised that despite the fact that my own Amazon listings are still not optimized, I'm already getting some sales from them. So this is really, really good because it drives traffic to your product. So I would suggest you do both. And depending on if you have a plan to drive the sales to your Shopify, to drive traffic to your Shopify store, you should start with the Shopify store. If you don't have a solid plan, you might as well start with Amazon and take it from there. So I hope this answered your question, Anisha. If I build my website as a single vendor marketplace and wanted to extend as a multi-vendor platform like Etsy, is it possible with Shopify? I think it should be possible. Yes, you can integrate this in the backend of Shopify. What if there is no capital is it possible to start a business without capital? This is a very broad question because it depends on the business, and it depends what are the products that you want to sell. And if you have an idea, you can give me more details in the group chat, or you can email me later. It is possible to start a business without a capital. It's hard to do with physical products, but also you can find you can basically have minimum order quantities from a website called AliExpress, which is an extension of Alibaba, but it's for smaller orders. And actually AliExpress can fulfill your orders and send them directly to your clients. So you can integrate AliExpress with your Shopify store, and then once an order is placed, they can just deliver your item. It will take them some time. It usually takes time because they come from China most of the time. This is where AliExpress is based, so maybe 15-20 days. But then, yeah, it's a good way to start, and this way you don't have to purchase inventory in advance. Where do you store the inventory? I store my inventory at a warehouse. There are different warehouses in the UK that can provide you with fulfillment services. So they will store the product for you, and then they will pick it up, they will pack it, and then they will deliver it to your customers. So just Google, a fulfillment warehouse for e-commerce UK. And then you will get a few businesses that can do this for you. Thank you for answering all the questions. It was very helpful. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really, oh my God, I love seeing this kind of messages. It's really heartwarming for me. I really, really love it. Okay, so we do have.
No, Alina, I have some questions.
Yes, sure.
Great. So regarding, you talked about validating our ideas or niche through Facebook, right? So what if our products are very, broad, they are not niche? For example, we are in fashion, beauty, home. So how we can validate that through Facebook?
Mm-hmm. So let's say you're in fashion and you're selling, women's clothes. And so what I would do in this case, I would go into different Facebook groups, and I would do a couple of posts. So one post would be showing one particular product, and then the other post would show another particular product, and then I would see which one would get the most likes in order to see whether there is a response about this product. Because if one of them has 2 comments and the other one has 20 comments saying, oh my God, this is amazing, this looks so beautiful, where can I get that? That there is demand for this product, and it's probably worth buying the inventory. So you just test it like this, and it's free market research. You just do a few posts comparing items, or you can do a post saying, hi everyone, I don't know which one to purchase, this or this, can you help me out? And then you see what people say, and then this is how you validate the idea.
Yeah, this is really helpful. Thank you. So I have many questions. So yeah, then because you are in the same business, so you have set up your shop. So do we need, and our plan as CHD, we are also planning to have a shop for business entrepreneurs, particularly women. So do we need a developer to set up professional website, Shopify website, or if someone of us is techie, would it be possible that we can do it ourselves?
It would be completely possible, and you can set up a basic store by yourself. Mm-hmm. So what I personally found challenging was the backend with all the Google Analytics setups and things like this. But the basic version of the website, and if you're patient enough to go through tutorials online that show you how to connect Google Analytics and things like this, you should actually be able to do this yourself.
Okay, so that means we don't need to do any kind of coding, nothing, just we need to put our products. And for Google Analytics and everything, for these 3 items, we need someone we can outsource, right?
Yeah, and you know, you can, I mean, you can still do it yourself. So if you have time to trade for it and you are patient enough to just go on YouTube and see a few videos and see how it's done, you can do it. And so basically everything that needs to be done, you can do it yourself. It's really easy. And the way you're building the pages in Shopify, it's really cool as well. And you basically are, you know, there is an option, drag an image here, or put text here, insert text here, and this is it. So there is zero coding required with Shopify, which is really, really nice.
Okay, so outsourcing would be much expensive even if we outsource for Google Analytics or copywriting, right?
No, this would be something like, you know, you can probably get those fixed within like 20-50 pounds, something like this.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, there are freelancers that work for, you know, like $5, $10, $20 per simple job like this. So it's
wow.
not, you know.
Amazing. Yeah, you just relieved us. So yeah, and one more thing. So in your session, you said that you set up your SEO in December. So what do you mean by that?
So by that, I mean all the meta descriptions of the images on the website. And I also mean that in the text that I have. So if you search for, you know, SEO, SEO online, you will see that there is a certain basically algorithm you can follow in order to optimize your website's SEO. So for instance, for the text, what is suggested is to have 1.5% or 2% of your text filled with keywords for your niche. And this is something that will make your website appear more to your customers and so on. So I did that throughout the text. Then I edited the meta description of all the images, which is very important. So there is a field there saying update meta description when you're uploading a picture. And then in there, you would put in your specific keywords. So for instance, for myself, I would put anti-aging supplements, longevity, anti-aging, buy supplements online, and so on. So you put all of those in the backend, and then it's optimized for SEO. And again, there is quite a lot of information on this online. And if you search it up, you'll see a bunch of tips.
Is there any website that can tell us that for any product, what are the best keywords?
Ha, very good question. Yes, you just go to answerthepublic.com. I put it in the chat, answerthepublic.com. And it's free. And what you do is you just go on this website and you just type in your keyword. And what it will show you is that it will show you what are the terms that people are looking for when they're searching for this particular product. So for instance, where to buy anti-aging supplements UK, what is the best anti-aging supplement? You will see all of those phrases and questions that people are Googling, and then accordingly you can optimize your SEO.
Yeah, very smart. That means work smart, you know, rather than we work hard. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one more thing. So many questions. I'm so sorry, but yeah. So about international clients. So you said that some of your international clients, they just, you know, they order from you. So do we need to get registration for VAT for international clients or no, for compliance and legal thing?
Yeah, for compliance, what is needed to be done? So for instance, if you're based in the UK and you're selling to the European Union, now that we are, you know, we had the Brexit, you would need to register it in the EU for VAT only if you're sending products of a certain value to some country, and the threshold for this is actually quite high. So for instance, you don't have to pay VAT if you're sending products that are worth less than 30 or 40,000 euros per year. So until you reach this point, you don't have to register for VAT. But when you reach this point with a particular country, you should have a look at it. And then I think that there is a way that you can basically register with all the European countries. So there is a unique VAT registry that you can do, and this will be applicable to all European countries. So your accountant should be able to do this for you.
Perfect, perfect. So,
And yes, Rahila, I also saw this post that you got the funding. So congratulations on this. And
thank
I
you.
also wanted to ask you if you would like me to be involved. I would be happy to help as well.
Oh, this is amazing, Alina. Really, really, thank you so much. Certainly, we need your support, and I will be in touch with you. Our team, we will be in touch with you regarding this.
Okay, okay, great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you. Okay, okay. Okay, so follow-up emails. So do we need a team of customer cares, or if we are a group of 5 or 10 members, can we do that ourselves?
Absolutely. Yeah, you just set it up and it's being done automatically in the backend by the MailerLite plugin if you're using this, or other email marketing providers such as Mailchimp and so on.
Yes.
This can be done automatically. So you don't have to do it manually. You can just set it up. Let's say after a purchase, after 14 days, you will automatically send this follow-up email asking for a review, and then after 3 weeks you will send another email with a discount offer, so they would purchase again. So all of those can be easily set up, and again on that front I would be happy to help you out as well, because I actually don't know what you are intending to do with this project. I just saw your post on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know what it includes, so maybe you can fill me in later. I would be happy to help you out, guys.
Certainly. Thank you so much. And yeah, about affiliators and social media influencers. So how do we reach them? We just email them and that's it?
Another excellent question. There are different ways you can do this. You can just read them, but also there are different apps you can utilize, and I'll put it down in the chat again.
Perfect.
There is also another app of which name I don't remember at the moment, but if you just Google it and say something like influencer collaboration apps or something like this, there are actually quite a few platforms that can help you, filter in the influencers that are relevant to your niche and to your industry, and then they can bring you in touch with them. And what Caro does is that it monitors whether there are some influencers that are interacting with your brand online on all the social media channels. So with your website, but also with your Facebook and Instagram. If you, for instance, you have someone that has a following over 5,000 or 10,000 or 30,000, and they followed your page, it will show you in the Caro their profile. So this means they're already familiar with your brand. And then when you reach out to them, they would be happy to collaborate.
Oh, wow, fantastic. It's really great.
Thank
yeah,
you.
These are the questions, and thank you so much for this wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed, delivering the sessions. And as I said, I actually had even more slides, but I knew that we would run out of time. So in your own pace, you can have a look. So I included those slides here for you. So it's just general advice for the homepage. It's overall site management and product pages and how you can configure them. So yeah, you can just have a look at those things in your own time, and I think it will be quite useful.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Alina. Over to Leah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Lena. That was so useful and so relevant to what on our new project. It's fascinating. It's brilliant. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah,
see you
bye-bye.
soon.
Do take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.